Party people, what's going on? This is Odell. Excited to bring this video to you. If you're looking at this video, that means that you are in my world somehow, whether we're connected on social media or you're even on my email list. But I wanted to share this with you to give you some context around what it is that we do exactly and how it can help you in your business save time, save money, save energy, and all that good stuff. And I'm going to share some things in a second, but I want to first talk about publicity. Publicity. If you are somebody that is in business already, if you are in business already and you're making some money and you're trying to separate yourself from your competition, you're trying to elevate your pricing, maybe even elevate your positioning so that you can get higher opportunities, connect with a higher level of client. Publicity for most people in that lane is going to help. Now, there are different types of publicity. The type of publicity I'm talking about specifically is media. You can do things through referrals, you can do things through, getting into a network or something like that. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about publicity through the media. If you're somebody that's making a certain amount in your business, then this is for you. If you're somebody that's brand new, if you're somebody that's not really clear about what you're selling or you're not really committed to it, then this probably will not help you. But a lot of people, when I come to them and I say, hey, we have a TV show, Good Morning Dallas, or we have our podcast, The Undeniable Expert, that we promote for you after the interview and all that good stuff. People that want to get on TV, they'll ask the question, well, Odell, what network is it? I'm like, we're unaffiliated with the network. We're strictly on YouTube. And when they hear that, they're thinking, oh, well, I want to be on regular TV. Okay, cool. Good luck. Because that takes a lot of time. I'm going to break that down in a second. But organic publicity, the reason why it's not best for people in that position is, for one, it takes a lot of time. You kind of crap shooting. You don't really know unless you hire a publicist that's going to charge you a high retainer monthly. And then even then, they can't guarantee you placements. They just can't. Also, organic publicity, it it does not take into account one very, very important thing: control of the asset. So if you are on Good Morning America, when they record it, if they don't record it live, when they record it, when they air it, you have to follow up to get that video footage. If you're on your local TV or regional TV, you have to follow up with them to get that footage. And it's not a guarantee that they're going to give it to you. But let's say that they do, it's going to take time for you to get it. And then also, the power of publicity is not in you being on something, it's in you sharing that you were on that thing. I'm going to say that again because most people miss that. It's not about you being on something, it's about you sharing that you were on that thing. Because most people, even 20 years ago, didn't watch TV with intent to buy. So nobody's watching Good Morning America or whatever and saying, oh, I want to see who's on so that I can hire them to speak. I want to see who's on so I can buy their new thing. That's not what it's for. The power of publicity is not in being up front, it's being able to follow up with the fact that you were there. So with organic publicity, it takes you a long time to do that, which leads me to paid publicity, which is what we offer, which is I'm going to show you in a second how it's going to save you money, how it's going to save you time, how it's going to save you energy, how it's going to save you effort. But I want you to think about how much it's costing you not to get publicity. How much is what you offer? How much is it? How much do you sell something for? Is it $2,000? Is it $1,000? Is it $5,000 or whatnot? You get really good publicity, it automatically raises your value in the eyes of the people that can pay you. I'm going to tell you something. I was on the set of Sports Center. I was not live on air. I was on the set. And I got so many people, business colleagues, family. Oh, Odell, what did you do? What did you do? What did you do? I wasn't on air. I wasn't getting interviewed. I was just there. I was on the set. But I shared it, and people were automatically like, oh my gosh, I'm so proud of you, all this stuff. So, paid publicity. With paid publicity, you're guaranteed placement, you're guaranteed quality, and the way we do it, you're guaranteed control of the asset. And we promote you. So there are a lot of different outfits that, hey, we'll record you we'll get you an interview or something like that. But they won't also promote you. And then on the other side of that, they won't train you on how to duplicate that thing. So if you're looking at this, I'm going to share my screen now. If you're looking at this and you're like, well, how much is it going to cost me? If we go here, I just put this up arbitrarily for example purposes. So how much will the opportunity to work with us cost? It's a great question. Just want to break down a couple of things. Let's say you pay yourself $50 an hour. That's $100,000 salary. It's actually like 48.50 or something, but let's just round it up to $50 an hour. That's how much you, as a CEO, as the owner of your business, that's how much you pay yourself, or you want to pay yourself, or whatever. $50 an hour. Let's assume you want to go the organic route. You're like, Odell, I feel what you're saying, but I don't want to invest in publicity that way. I want to do it the organic route. I want people to be able to pick me, to find me, all that stuff. Cool. Let's say it takes you 2 months. The people that I talk to, the journalists I know, say it, unless they already know you, it might take longer than that. But let's just say it's 2 months, 60 days. So first, you have to build a media-friendly brand. That means you're consistently posting. That means when you reach out to a TV producer and they look you up, that means they see alignment. They see that. So you're consistently posting online, offline with content. That's 5 hours a week. Either you're doing it or somebody on your team is doing it. Creating text, image, video content that compels people to want to bring you on their show. That's another 5 hours a week. Creating stuff like I'm creating right now. So let's do the reveal right here. So that's 10 hours a week. That's 40 hours a month. So that's costing you, just to do that, 2 months, $4,000, because it's $50 an hour. So that's $4,000 is going to cost you. Okay. So then we go to researching media outlets to pitch. Researching media outlets to pitch. Your local TV, your regional TV, maybe even your national TV, finding the journalists, finding the producers, figuring out who would bring me on. That's 5 hours a week as well. Watching YouTube of different shows to make sure, okay, they bring on thought leaders, they bring on lawyers, they bring on chiropractors, they bring on, okay, maybe that's the show for me. That's another 5 hours a week. Then you got to follow up and connect with some of those people on social media to kind of warm them up. That's another 5 hours a week. So let's look at how much time that costs. We're talking about cost. It's not just about money, but that's 120 hours. This is 15 hours a week, 60 hours a month. That's 120 hours. So at $50 an hour, that's costing you $6,000 to research. Okay. Networking and building relationships with the media. I want to do this myself. Cool. You got to consistently engage online, offering valuable insights. That's 2 hours a week, maybe on LinkedIn. You got to attend some events, go to some networking things. Let's just call that 3 hours in a month. Then you got to nurture those connections that you make, because remember, we want to get on their show. 5 hours a month. 5 hours. So we're just going 10 hours a month that's going to cost. 20 hours, that's for 2 months. How much is that costing you in money? It's $1,000. So we got time that we're spending, and then we got money. What's more valuable to you? We'll get to that in a second. Crafting the perfect pitch so that once you actually get their attention, that they pay attention. 5 hours a week, practicing the pitch. My name is Odell Bazell, founder of Get Known Media, and I help small business owners get publicity so they can get known and get paid. Practicing over and over and over and over again. 10 hours a week. That's 40 hours a month, 80 hours for 2 months that you're doing that because you want to do it organically. That's another $4,000. You see how this is adding up, not just in time, but in money. And then pitching. You actually have to pitch the media, sending emails, making phone calls, sending DMs. That's 5 hours a week. For a month, that's 20 hours. For 2 months, that's 40 hours. So organically, let's see how much all of this total is going to cost you. You ready for the big reveal? Total cost to do it by yourself is 300 hours. At $50 an hour, just 50. That's $15,000 that you just say, I'm going to do it myself. $15,000 worth of value. And if you're thinking to yourself, well, I can just get a VA to do it. Okay, you could. You definitely could. And it wouldn't be $50 an hour for a VA. But what VA are you going to get? You're going to get one from overseas. So then you have to explain everything to them. It's going to take you time to explain everything to them. They can't go to networking events for you, but they can do some outreach for you. Maybe it lands, maybe it doesn't. So by the time you go through 3-4 VAs, you're going to spend that. But I want you to look more at the time. This is the big thing. And this is why working with me, working with my company is going to help you the best. It's going to save you time, energy, money. Let's look at this. Because 300 hours of uninterrupted time is 12 and a half full days. What could you do with 300 hours? You work with us. It's not going to cost $15,000 for what we're offering, but you work with us. You save yourself 300 hours. What could you do with that? Well, let's look. You could learn a new skill. You could learn a new skill. Or if you're an entrepreneur, you can teach one of those VAs a new skill. Building websites, JavaScript, all that stuff that I don't understand. You could do that. Maybe you don't want to do that. Physical fitness. 300 hours is enough time to fully train for a marathon. But if you're like me and you don't necessarily like running, let's say you work out an hour every session. That's 300 sessions that you could work out. Reading and education. You could read books on your topic, on your business. You could create content, 300 hours. You could do a whole podcast. And that's something else that we teach, how to do a podcast for your company. Professional development. You could go to a conference. You could go to an industry event. You could do all these things. What about traveling? What about traveling? 12 and a half days? That's a nice vacation that you could do. But you're getting that publicity and you're getting people on attention, building relationships with your family. You got kids, you have a spouse, got a partner. Yeah, you could 300 hours. You could binge watch your favorite show multiple times. 400 episodes you could watch in about 300 hours. That would be enough to get through multiple seasons of Game of Thrones, The Office, which I love, or Friends. Then you could also sleep. So I want you to think about that as you're making a decision. Many of you, some of you watching this video, you're going to be making a decision because we have our next recording coming up. And I want to show you what exactly you're going to be getting. All the stuff that we talked about, you're actually going to be getting. And I'm going to show you what that price is. So if you look here, I'm going to share this link with you. Our next recording, as you can see there, is October 4th through the 5th. So here's what you get. You get a TV interview on Good Morning Dallas. This is the setup here. This is the team up here, right there. That's a little countdown clock. But you get marketing training. So all the pitch training and all the stuff that we were breaking down, you get that. We have award-winning journalists that are going to teach you how to pitch them. So you won't have to worry about finding them. A media brand shoot. So in studio, we're going to have a videographer, we're going to have a photographer. The photographer is going to be taking pictures of you while you're being interviewed. Also, social media reels. Remember, we said that you got to be sharing that content out. We're going to create it for you. And depending on when you're watching this, if you're watching this before September 21st, 2024, a bonus that you get is you get to meet with journalists from all across the country and TV producers on how to get on their shows. Also, the last bonus is you get a detailed marketing plan explaining exactly how to do what we're talking about. So you get all of that, and it's not going to cost you $15,000. You see Dr. Scott there. He came to Dallas, was on Good Morning Dallas, got 124 requests that turned into 30 new clients in 30 days. Just saying, we got the publicity for you. How much is it going to cost? As of now, as of today, as you're watching this, one payment, $6,000, or you could break it up into two payments, $3,200. It's that simple. We only take 10 people per recording, and our next recording is coming up soon. Make sure you grab your spot. You could get whatever holiday promotions that you want. We could interview you on that. You could get that type of content created. Depending on what you're looking for, depending on your business, you could create something that's evergreen that you could promote at the beginning of the year, that you can promote in the middle of the year, you can promote summer, you can promote it this time next year. But it's also going to be an asset that you can use. And so if you're looking at this and you're trying to figure out, you're like, man, this is amazing. Make sure you click the link somewhere around this video and sign up. It's going to be something that's going to change your life. It's changed my life. It's changed my client's life. And hey, we'll see you at the top, not from the top. Take care.